In February of 1987, Cleveland had a shining moment. Another typical Cleveland shining moment that didn't quite pan out the way we would have hoped it would in the movie that premiered at the Ohio Theater. Paul Schrader's Light of Day had reached a bigger audience. The film was never released on DVD. And surprisingly so, from the cult appeal you'd think it would have, with Joan Jett and Michael J.FOX and Michael McKean from Spinal Tap, Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. The film, for me, captures so much of my young adulthood because it's filmed at the Euclid Tavern. And the film rips right out of Cleveland rock and roll history. The band The Generators was dominant in Cleveland in the early 1980s, led by Mark Addison, and with the vocal talents of Eva Dilke and some guy named Stutz Bearcat. I think he holds the all-time record for most gigs ever at the Euclid Tavern. And that's no crap. We'll go over that in a upcoming conversation. But back to our story. So Schrader had been turned on to Cleveland being the rock and roll city by Bruce Springsteen, and he came to town and hooked up with the Generators and kind of followed them around and acted as a roadie. And we got an interview with Eva Dilke, which incidentally is Euclid Avenue backwards. That's up on YouTube, and she talks at length about this whole story. And she had sang a song in front of Schrader that included the line of "I can't help it, I was born in the USA," and he thought what a great title that would make. And after he left Cleveland, he mentioned the title to someone else who wrote a song called "Born in the USA," and "Born in the USA" was the original working title of the film that became Light of Day, based around another song written by that person. That person, of course, is Bruce Springsteen. So in this footage, this is all from WEWS over probably a day period. You got some morning exchange footage with Fred Griffith doing a great interview with Michael J. Fox, and then you've got Wilma Smith, obviously live at the Ohio Theater at the premiere, introducing a segment on the Euclid Tavern where the movie Light of Day was filmed. And it shows the Mr. Stress Blues Band, who at that point included ex-Generator, Stutz Bearcat, incredible guitarist Alan Green, and the unbelievable John Mayall of Cleveland, Bill Miller, aka Mr. Stress, doing it for a full packed house. I see so many familiar people in this footage from the tavern, the bartenders, the crowd, the people, and I'll never forget the buzz surrounding this film being shot in Cleveland, and friends and people you knew in it, and who got in to play pinball as an extra, things like that. So do try to check out the film Light of Day. It really captures Cleveland, captures the Euclid Tavern, and who knows, maybe it's streaming at this point.
Singer staged her own performance at the Phantasy Theater last night. Tough act to follow, huh?
What we'll do now is visit with Michael J. Fox. He was in town and is.
And here he is.
Here he is. Michael J. Fox, he's back from the future now, and he's premiering his new film right here in Cleveland. It's good to have the chance to talk to you for a few minutes.
Well, it's nice to be here.
Thanks for coming. Did you ever have a basement band? Did you ever play in a basement band?
Yeah, when I was in Canada, I grew up in Vancouver, and I played in the Rubber Band and Halex and all these silly groups. Yeah, it was always kind of a big part of my life growing up.
Did the house vibrate?
Yeah, my dad was heard to scream shut that damn stuff off a few times. Yeah, rattle a few windows. I think that was the test. If you didn't rattle any windows, you were playing it.
Yeah, it seems like when you're a kid in high school and you're getting your first band. I speak from personal experience, from having had my house vibrate nearly off its foundation. You want those big PV amps. In fact, in the film you talk about getting a PV board.
I actually played a PV.
Did you?
I had a PV and a Sun. I don't even know if they make Suns anymore. But it's all about dBs.
Yeah,
definitely.
dBs. Yeah.
Definitely.
Hearing threatening sound.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Be sure to stand behind the big amps and stand behind the speakers. Huh?
Right. Well, if the morning after a gig, if you can hear what your friends are saying to you, then you didn't play hard enough.
This is a film that's a bit of a departure from that marvelous film Back to the Future, and of course it doesn't give you much of a chance to use your comedic skills.
No, that was really the idea. It's
stretch yourself a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I don't really know that it. I don't go into it saying, well, this is a strategic move or it's an exercise in this. But I just read the script and thought the story was important and loved the way that Paul wrote it, and found myself in the unique position of if I was interested in a film, that it would go and go quickly, and so I did. And I think looking back at it now, I make judgments or whatever about what it did for my work, and I'm glad, and it's made me a better actor, I think. But going into it, it was mostly just to do it.
Did you learn from Jenna?
Jenna's amazing. Yeah, I was really frightened about working with her because she's just so incredible, and she's such an amazing actress. And what I was happy to find was that she's very generous and very giving actor. And I think I was too busy being awestruck to, make any notes, Maybe I might have assimilated something, but, and hopefully learned something, but I was just amazed watching her.
How about from Joan Jett? What did you learn working with her?
Boy, just, a lot of intensity. I mean, just very intense, dedicated person. And on a rock and roll level, I learned everything from her. That was kind of our deal, that she'd make me feel comfortable with a guitar strapped around my neck, and I would make her feel comfortable in front of a camera, and hopefully that worked out.
It's extraordinary that television, and especially Thursday night television on that other network, which shall remain nameless, gives you more visibility than than possibly an entire career of being a Cary Grant, for example.
Right.
How do you process that? How do you process that kind of?
You don't. You just leave it alone. It's made clear to me by the fact that I have so many friends in cities I've never been to, and that's good enough. That's a brilliant gift, and I'm real grateful for that. In terms of sitting and going, 50 million people or whatever, that's too big a concept.
Yeah.
Even when I do this show, there are 300 people in the studio audience, and those are the people that I'm thinking about, and those are the people that I want to make laugh. And if I make them laugh, and then hopefully all the people at home will laugh.
Next project?
Next project, well, there's a movie coming out in April called Secret of My Success. For those, people who we didn't make it clear, this Light of Day is a very dramatic piece. It was a very dramatic film, and it's not in the strictest sense of the word a Michael J.FOX movie. I'm in it, nor should it be, and nor was it intended to be. I did a film called Secret of My Success. It'll be out in April. It's a comedy. I think people who are worried that they'll never laugh at me again, hopefully will see it and laugh.
And maybe a sequel to Back to the Future someday.
I think that'll happen in '88.
Good luck with all of your projects.
Thanks very much.
Good to have the chance to see you. A Light of Day, by the way, when you go to see it, will be full of scenes that you will recognize.
Yeah.
It was just great to see it. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael J.FOX, and we'll be right back.
Thanks, Cleveland.
Tomorrow, meet Scott Valentine.
Last year when the Light of Day came to Cleveland, they were looking for a rock club for the movie. They wanted a place that had personality. They wanted a place that had Cleveland tradition. Well, it seems they didn't have to look much farther than the Euclid Tavern.
It's just another Saturday night here at the Euclid Tavern. If the place was a balloon, you'd get the feeling it could burst at any second. For half a century, the Uke, as it's affectionately known, has been serving up the spirits and showcasing some of Cleveland's finest musical talent. But early last summer, the Uke had another reason to celebrate besides their 50th anniversary.
Is anybody here from Cleveland? Yeah!
there happened to be a movie being filmed partially here in town, starring the country's hottest young actor, Michael J.FOX. In the movie, Michael plays a struggling musician from Cleveland, playing in a band called the Barbusters. I bet you can't guess what bar the Barbusters played in. Oh, you did. You're right, the Euclid Tavern. Bars and taverns in Cleveland, why did the Light of Day crew pick this one? I'll tell you in one word: tradition. That half-century of tradition has been built over the years by the character of the building itself, the people behind the bar, and of course the folks who fill the Uke on a regular basis.
This is a lot of what Cleveland's about. I mean, Cleveland is a town of live music, and they enjoy live music here.
I've always had a good time when I come here. Roll up your sleeves and put on your jeans and just boogie. Have a good time.
If you're looking for the best blues in town, look no further than the Uke. A great example of that is Mr. Stress, who literally sings the blues here every Wednesday and Saturday nights. The total sum of the music, the people, and the place is why director Paul Schrader chose the Uke for filming. For Euclid Tavern owner Paul DeVito, this chance of a lifetime was a thrill of a lifetime.
That's pretty hard to put into words. Just great, real great. Had a lot of bands here, Mr. Stress Band over the years and stuff. And I have Michael J.FOX, talent of his sorts, and of course Joan Jett, Blackhawks, to be playing here, something just great.
I think a toast is in order to the Euclid Tavern, the Light of Day, and of course, Cleveland.